joining us once again on the conversation. The conversation this time today is going to focus on one special area, that is information and communication technology. And skills. Skills is the thing that drives the world today. And it's important that young people or children begin to have skills. We are privileged to have the chief executive of Alpha Blue Foundation in the person of Brian Ogor, who will be telling us about KidCo. 7 years. 7 years, what have they been doing? How far have they gone? How impactful it has been to the children here on the plateau. Join me in welcoming Brian. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure here.
Well, KidCo, working with children, and it could be a very tasking and tedious thing. How did you get involved with children?
All right, the journey started long ago. It's actually a passion, and we see a need in that area. So we decided to take the bold step, all right, to provide a need. Now, what am I trying to say? Way back in school, I did physics, and I have passion for computer. So physics and computer science. So when we graduated from school, as a student, we are so expectant. Our hope is high. You know, when you graduate, you're going to work in a big organization like MTN, like Microsoft, and all those things. So
oil companies.
Oil companies. When we came out from school, our expectation was cut short. We discovered that they were not trying looking at the A4 paper we have at hand, the certificates, but we're looking at the skills. So looking at what we did in school and what the industry did, there's actually a gap there. So what is the gap? Skills. The industry doesn't care. They didn't care much about your paper. Your paper is good, but what value are you bringing to the table? So we discovered that what the university gave us in code cannot actually provide job for us.
So what did you do with the paper?
Yeah, we have to leave the paper and start focus on the skill.
After how many years?
Yes, after 5 years. It's a 5 years course.
But you're not saying school is not good.
It's fantastic. School is fantastic. It's good. I'm advocate of everybody should be, within the four walls of the university. It's important. It has its place. The school is actually very, very good. But there is actually a place of skills. All right. That is what is helping us today. So,
but did you get those skills, the IT skills in school?
No.
Or it was after you discovered that the paper was not as good as what you wanted that you started?
We didn't get the skills in school. Now, when we get out of school, we're looking for a job, and what the industry is asking for is different from what we have. We have the theoretical knowledge, but they need the skills because they are into business. They need us to add value. We discovered that, take for instance, some of the courses we did in school are obsolete. All right. Probably when the curriculum was updated was like 10, 15 years back or thereabouts. And technology changes every moment. And we are all aware that a lot of industry were taken unaware when COVID-19 came. So technology began to drive everything. So if curriculum is being updated 15 years backward, and we are talking about adding value in fourth industrial revolution. So what you're doing in school is not relevant to what the industry needs.
So what did you do to yourself to get to Alpha Blue?
Yes, what I did to myself is that I need to go and up skills. And I have to go and acquire skills. And when I acquire skill, that actually prompts me to float my organization, which is the mother organization, the Blue Algorithm. When we are running Blue Algorithm, we require people to help us to add value to the organization. We need to get teams and all those things.
Algorithm, these are words that got people scared in school. For maths, when they begin to talk about this, you are naming your company after that scary word.
Blue Algorithm.
Yes.
It's not too scary. The name Blue Algorithm is a combination of...
It's the algorithm that...
the algorithm.
Yes.
Yeah, the algorithm have to do with... we just see it as a symbol of technology, all right? When you talk about algorithm, how code work, how technology work, and all of those things. So we just want to give the people the picture that when you hear the name algorithm, you know that we're talking something related to computer. While we add Blue there, we believe in blue ocean strategy. That's what we use in driving our business.
Okay.
We use blue ocean strategy, all right, in driving our business. So back to what I was saying. So we discovered that when we are trying to put our team together, we put up an advert. There's a lot of people there, and people want to apply. And when we interview, wonderful results. They have wonderful results, but they don't actually have skills to add value to the organization. So if I find those people, it's doing me no good. So what I need is people to drive the organization, and it become actually a concern to me. And I actually remember that, this once happened to me, and I discovered that there is actually a huge gap. The whole of Africa, this is what is happening because we actually focus on the certificate. I was in the school last week, and I wanted to give them a talk, and I was telling the children, now the Newton law of motion, if we go back to history, we discover that the man actually funded the law since 1680 something, and we are still studying it. The man is dead. We are still learning what somebody has discovered years back. And that's why the Western world, in quote, make us a perpetual learner. The only way we can escape is being a creator, is technology that empower us. What I'm trying to say in essence is that school is fantastic, is good. So we discovered that the gap is there. These people has a problem. I'm not worried about the people I'm interviewing, but I'm actually worried about the oncoming generation. If our generation has missed it, then how can we correct it? We discover that there is actually a gap here. There is a need here. So who is going to, bridge that gap?
Okay, Brian, let me ask you this question. You've been working for 7 years on this project.
Yes, sir.
Kids Code Club.
Yeah.
What are the gaps here on the plateau? You would look at, yes, people talk about the fourth industrial revolution. You would think that it's at the fingertips of people.
Yeah.
And you just went to a school. And looking at generally from your interaction and assessment, what are the gaps in technology skills and Plateau State?
All right, thank you. Plateau is a wonderful place. I always tell people that Plateau is one of the best states to incubate talent because of the wonderful weather, because of the economic nature. It's actually very relatively cheap to stay here, but we lack infrastructure. All right. When we talk about internet penetration, is a problem. You cannot drive technology without internet. And if the government can come in, and if there's anything they can do to make the state viable technologically, is to make sure that they bring in more partners to make sure that we have accessible internet, cheap internet. Your smartphone is as useless as anything when there is no data. Almost all applications are running on internet. All right. So the challenge we have in Plateau is infrastructure. The people are ready, and I tell you this for free. We incubate one of the best talent in Plateau. I was in Kigali last year. I shared the same platform with MI in AfriLab gathering. So when we go and speak on technology and innovation when it comes to technology and talent and all of that, MI was on the platform. And we make reference to Plateau. A lot of talent that has incubated in Plateau, how we lose them and all of that. One, because we don't have a good platform to sustain them. After we incubate a talent, we discover that Lagos will come and snatch it, Abuja will come and snatch it. So talking about infrastructure, good. Government should also support organization that is doing this. Because by the time you take more time, you take more resources, incubating talent, grooming talent, building a lot of young people and here and there, and in a short time, you can't get them to reap from them, other people are reaping from them. So I think that government need to step in terms of this.
Well, while government maybe perhaps would listen and step in, you have also stepped in as an individual with your company, Alpha Blue Foundation. The younger generation, would I be right to call them digital natives because it's happening within lifetime, and the older generation who are not the natives of technology, you have you are not looking at the older ones, but the younger ones, particularly with focus on children. What is the potential there?
Oh, there's a huge potential when it comes to children. Now, why do I say that? Over the years, we started this in 2019. We flew to organization in 2018. In 2019, we started this as a social corporate responsibility to impart on the younger generation, not just in Plateau. We've done this close to more than 7 states in Nigeria and 2 African countries. And now, there is actually a huge potential. This is the generation of digital tech, all right? These children are receptive when it comes to this. And why are we doing it? By the time we catch them young, like the adage say, it is very, very easy for them to play with this. Now, the idea of the Kid Club, what we're looking at is to groom the younger generation who will give us the products we need. Now, the digital product we need. Nigeria, Africa as a whole is a consuming nation. We consume a lot. We are not thinking about what we're going to produce. We all get excited about TikTok, about Facebook, about Instagram, and all those things. Those apps are built by someone, and nobody even cares how much we're generating from these people. All right. In terms of population, put the whole of Africa together, we have the population, and when you have the population, you have the markets. Then what are we talking about? If we begin to build our younger generation and positioning them to build the next app that we need to use in Nigeria, we discover that we can recover our economy.
From technology.
Yeah, using technology. That is, we can recover our economy. Because when I mean recover our economy, we've lost a lot of revenue. We lost audio mass that we stream.
Yeah.
You don't have control over it. You don't have control over the policy that run there. Who gets the tax? Who gets the royalty? But who are the people driving the revenue? Is Africa. I tell you this, if, for instance, somebody like the celebrities we have, like Burna Boy, can say, okay, on my platform, I'm going to support one local made product. Take, for instance, this cap you're wearing, and Burna Boy just put J-Tan on it. The person that made this cap, in the next 24 hours, is going to sell more than 200 copies. And if we have a digital platform that will build on our own, is locally built, and we focus on the local content, we discover that it can drive this. So if, like the music we are downloading today, we are downloading on the local content, and we're also using it to market our products. We can see the ripple effect.
Yeah.
We can see the ripple effect. So it's important that while we are focused on the young generation, we're also trying to build their mind towards local content, towards building the African economy, towards giving us what do they think that we need. Let's not start copying, we download Facebook, we use and all those things. We have the population.
So you're looking forward to people having apps of their own, of Nigerian and African origin, that we can also compete with those people.
Sure.
Government has had problem with formerly Twitter and X now, and I understand Meta, they are also having a problem with the federal government about taxation and things like that. Okay, let's get back to kids' school. What are the ages for kids, and which period does it normally hold?
Okay, the Kiko Club Africa is a program that builds children from age 9 to 17 on digital tech empowerment. Now, we focus on children between age 7 to 17 who are in between the primary elementary school and secondary school. Now, we have what we call the boot camp, the KCCA summer boot camp, who comes around between ending of July or beginning of August, depending on the summer break, to late August, early September. Now, that time is an intensive boot camp period where we impart children with digital skills like web development, game programming, animation, robotics, and AI, and all of that. So during that week, they're going to spend 5 weeks in boot camp. It's going to be intense, Monday to Friday. serious activity, building their portfolio, learning different things, and all those things. So they spend 1 month in the boot camp, 5 weeks in the boot camp. After the 5 weeks, we have what we call post boot camp mentorship, which we run for the period of 1 year. We understand that most of them are in a boarding school, so we follow them up online. So the Kid Club African program is a 1 year program that starts with 5 weeks boot camp, then followed by what we call the post boot camp mentorship. Then after that, we have what we call the Kids Tech Conference. The Kids Tech Conference, we believe that we've impacted these children and they have a lot to showcase. The last edition we had it in Abuja, and it was wonderful. It was amazing.
What are the results so far to put on the table? 7 years, you need to know, not like some of the things in Nigeria you keep talking about. Yes, the prospects, but the results are not matching the conversation.
Yeah. My joy is that most of the work I do today, I don't handle them myself. I use most of these children. They have started building their own startup. They have started working with some organization freelancely abroad and earn in dollar. And this is a program they benefited from free. And the result is massive. We've seen some people who have started their own organization in the boot camp. They just meet, they collaborate, and they team up together and say, okay, we could also do 1 or 2 things together. You see 2 or 3 young chaps and say, okay, we're going to develop this, this is what we're going to do. Now, we have a young chap that has built a startup that he called it Regis. What does Regis do? Regis aggregates the farm product, perishable farm product within Nigeria and connects farmers to the buyer directly. This is a young guy that is less than 18 years that have done this. You can imagine that. We also have people who have built an educational platform called the Learn Spaces. The Learn Spaces helps you to learn and facilitate education and make sure that what it does in quote is that it look at your learning pattern, how you're able to learn, and suggest some resources for you. This platform is built by your child that are less than 18 years, and they just spend like 3 years with us or whatever, because once we are done with you, we discover that you have potential, there's a great potential, you're still within jobs, you're not going far for school, and all of those things. We'll bring you in for an internship.
Can you speak about the numbers that are doing well or have passed through the system?
Okay. Statistically, the number, we started in 2019, and in 2019, we graduated 30 students. All right. No, we test strong with 30 students, and we graduated about 21 students. We had 9 that left. They moved out of jobs during the holiday. They couldn't complete the program. Then in 2020 was massive, was amazing, and because of the result we got in 2019, people have never seen a program that you attend within 5 weeks, and children are doing wonderfully well, and it's actually completely free. So in 2020, it became a problem, and people started trooping into our facility. Our facility can only take 30 children as of then. So we have to quickly look out for partnership with the Institute of Geoscience and Mining, so which went well. And in 2020, we were able to engage over 222 children. 222 children. So it didn't stop there. In 2021, it became awesome. So the news is everywhere. People call us in Gombe, people call us in Bauchi, in Abuja, in Delta. So we are able to reach out to Delta State Government, we reach out to NIDA, they give us a space in Gombe. And in Abuja, we also did one in Abuja and all that. In Plateau, we are able to train 243 children in Plateau in 2021. So in 2022, I think we rose to 258. Then in 2023, which is last year, we moved to peak field, because mining is actually a kind of doing some minor renovation to put the place in order. We are able to train 180. All right. So because why was it 180? It was actually a challenge for us. We moved from a different location to a different location, most of the people couldn't, the transportation just jacked up all of a sudden. So it became a challenge for people to a kind of meet up. We have over 400 something children that registered for the boot camp, but only about 180 something was able to attend and all of that. But we are so excited this year because we were able to pick up from what happened last year. We decided to have two centers, one in mining and one in the treasure field in Rockhaven, to cater for people that are coming from Ferry Garden and all of that. There are people that is coming from.
It looks like you're not also mindful of people around Bukuru and the other areas.
Yes, people around Bukuru. Our office is around Bukuru Express Road, so we also use there. So we are also.
Would there be an office? Would there be a training in Bukuru office?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. We'll have a training in Bukuru office. So all together with all this figure I'm giving you, 21 plus 222 plus 258 plus 184, you discover that in Plateau alone, we've done close to 700. In Plateau alone, close to 700 children. Now, I'm not so, yes, I should be excited about the number, the progress we've made, but the impact is what excites me. The impact is what excites me. We've seen these children move from Plateau to Lagos to go for competition, and they're coming out excellently well. Not one, not two, not three. Recently, one of our alumni in Ogor in East, and he participated in one competition that he won a laptop. Amazing. Some win 1 million naira, some 500, and all those things. Some got scholarship, and so that is the thing that gives us the kind of feedback we're getting. And when we talk to parents, wow, and they are so enlightened, they are so delighted.
I'm particularly interested in Bukuru because I live around in that area. So where is the location then?
Yeah, our office is in a Kawa house before Zaramagada roundabout when you are coming from Bukuru.
Okay.
Then when you're going from this way, before you get to Zaramagada roundabout, so you actually see the Kitco Club Africa, or you see the blue algorithm signboard upstairs, the long plaza.
Okay, you didn't mention that you spoke to Delta state government, some state governments, but I didn't hear you talk about your host government, the Plateau state government.
All right. Yes, we actually approach the Plateau state government and bureaucracy in government and all of that. So, in one way or the other, in the past year, PIDA has passively participated, all right, and they participated, okay, probably sent a representative to actually say the program. Plateau State is fully aware of the program and the past government.
Awareness is participation we want. We're talking about it.
Yeah, so
the DG, I have had cause to meet with the DG and interacted with him, the new DG.
Yes.
Perhaps you need to also explore that opportunity.
I think I'm in talk with him. To be honest with you, he's trying to make effort to see how this government can come in. Even on Saturday, he followed up to see what is happening regarding this program. And we are trying to see how government can fully participate. Now, what does this mean to us? When we have government backing, it will attract international partners. Now, I'm going to tell you this for free. I think I shared this with DG. It was a kind of wondering, why can't you go to media and talk this? As in, no, we don't blow up things in media. During the little challenge we have in POCUS early this year, last year we are proposing a partnership with an organization to come and fund one of our conferences, because we don't just run skill development, we also do conferences and workshops, and we are actually focusing on the creative industry. We know that Plateau is the home of creative.
Yeah.
So we approached and we did a beautiful concept note and all of those things. Even the site we've not put it down is there. So because we also do what we call the African Teacher Conference and Award. So what we do, we have workshop, we have conference, and we also award people that are doing excellently well in tech. So when we approach them, we're excited about the whole stuff. And it's okay. They're going to bring their team to train people. We're going to have different kind of
Train the trainer.
Yeah. So what we're going to do in our conference is going to be a 3 days conference. Then we'll focus on um, um, what is it called? We're going to focus on workshop, practical workshop on how to make use of some digital tools, like for the fashion industry, music industry, the filmmakers, and what again? So
Agriculture and tourism. Yes, those film and others are part of tourism.
yeah.
Yes, agriculture, that's the focus of this government. And for even the federal government, food security and the rest of them.
Is important there.
Yes.
So, when we started that, they embraced it. They said, this is a wonderful idea. But along the line in January, because of the situation in Ogor, they have to back out. Why? They say they can't send their team to Plateau. And imagine what we've lost. The program was supposed to be funded with about $28,000. Imagine that money comes to Plateau. The adults are going to use, they're going to benefit, the people are going to take care of the catering, the hotels, and all of those things. And people actually coming outside to know that the impression they have in quote about Plateau is not what it is. Because our conference also promotes tourism. Now, recently, I also shared this with DJ. I didn't just share it with him, the DGP that I showed him the email. I said, sir, look, we are about to sign this MOU with this organization to come into our bootcamp and teach, because we're also looking at how can we explore blockchain. And we approached some particular organization that are into blockchain development, and they're excited about what we've done in the past. And, because of the federal government policy and what happened just recently regarding Binance,
yes,
the Platinum decline. They were supposed to fund this bootcamp with nothing less than $40,000, and we lost it. Now, what am I trying to say? Government backing in any initiative is very important.
But the subnational cannot have a contradiction with the national. You know that majority of the decisions are driven by the federal government. So if we're having issues with the federal government, the subnational may not be in a position to do that. And besides that, we'll come back from this break and also talk about the infrastructure, because earlier you did mention that, and I do know that in technology, once you are absent from your computer or laptop, you may lose sense of the whole thing.
Sure.
Well, we have been having a conversation with Mr. Bright Ogor. He's the chief executive of Alpha Blue Foundation. He's been promoting tech among kids, particularly, and other aspects. He's giving us an insight into the benefits and challenges. Welcome back. It's still conversation, and our guest today is Mr. Bright Ogor. He is the chief executive of Alpha Blue Foundation and also the promoter of Kids Club Africa, Kids Club. He's told us so much about what the kids are doing, and now we get to know about sustainability and infrastructure. Now, the kids come in. Some are from vulnerable parents. They don't have computers. They don't have laptops. They come in and do that. How best can we navigate and ensure that without those tools, as they go back, they may lose what they have learned?
Yeah, I think that is part of the challenge we're having, and it's part of what we put to the government to have this conversation with them, because you can't do tech without the infrastructure, without the gadgets, and all of those things. Like you said, most of the children are coming from vulnerable homes. We use our phones to support children to get a laptop. We use our funds to support children to pay transportation from their home. There was a particular year we feed every child on boot camp, and we provided free transportation.
That's huge resources.
Huge, very huge. So I think the proposal we put to government is that support these children with, if you can support fuel with laptop, transportation, then let it be a kind of feeding in the boot camp. We are trying to partner with some kid-friendly industry organization that, especially that are into nutrition, to come into the boot camp and see how they can partner with us in what we call the the boot camp brand day. So they can come and promote their brand and also provide one or two things for the kids. But for the government, I think they have to play a major role. Uh, it might not be much, like, but let them show commitment to say, okay, this year boot camp, I might be supporting 20 people with laptop. I might be supporting
Perhaps those who excel.
yeah, those who excel, also be doing data. Now, we must be grateful to the DG Plasmida, where he did excellently well. He come into our boot camp and look at children who are doing very well and say, okay, the best outstanding male will get 20,000, the best outstanding female will get 20,000. We have 6 categories of our classes, and he pick out children from these classes and give them 20,000 naira to encourage them. Now, there was something that shocked me on the boot camp when we presented the award to one of the child, and the woman was crying.
The mother.
Yeah, the mother of the child was crying.
Why was that?
That was the boot camp of 2022.
Okay.
There's the closing ceremony, because normally have closing ceremony and celebrate those who did excellently well. So when it's what I have daughter got 20,000 naira, she was shedding tears, and I know that. Congratulations, this is tears of joy. He said, I might not understand. He said, at times, coming to this place, they borrow money, they drink. And she was asking herself a question: is it not madness when they don't know where the next school fees is coming from? And they're borrowing money to pay school fees, to pay transport to come to coding boot camp. But she believed that this thing, is a kind of a future for her daughter. But that 20,000 naira will go a long way to pay the daughter's school fees. So I must say, God bless we have the DG of Plasmida. Anytime you come into the boot camp, encourage the children and see what they can do. So it is very important that if government can come in, support with laptop, support with infrastructure, provide feeding, ask which role can we play to make this thing go beyond the borders of Plateau and all of those things. Because if I showed you, I received email from a hub in Lagos asking for partnership. The mail came in last 2 weeks. I've not responded to it. I also will get back to them. Now, the mail also came in today reminding me they want us to move this to X-ray. So we will encourage if the government can come in to support with infrastructures and tools that are material that the children need in the boot camp.
Okay, there are also the submersion, part of the submersion as a local government. If you're looking at the state, perhaps have you explored the possibility of also talking with the local governments? Those in the state capital may be privileged, but those outside Jos. Is there any thinking that, yes, we could take this further if there's a appropriate engagement with local governments?
Okay, that's fine. I think we, in the last government, we approached Ogor, but we didn't actually get any response from them, not telling us that, okay, this can fly or we can't do this and all of that. And our proposal was actually wonderful because our target is the vulnerable. So what we are looking at, if we have this partnership with Ogor, we say, okay, we have this partnership with Ogor, we can use what we've done, our traction over the year is there to approach some big tech company. We say there's a model we're building with this Starlink that is on now. You can have network anywhere. So all we need to do, we have a mobile classroom with internet. So we are looking at, in a rural area, we should have a center permanently there. So all we need, they work with our curriculum, we provide support and all of those. So if the local government can come in, that is wonderful. We started approaching other state local government because this is the next phase we are going. What we've seen, if you've been following up our program this year, we have what we call the prime and the regular. So we discovered that some people who can afford it will come into the boot camp for free, while they can actually pay for it.
Okay.
And people who cannot pay for it, because they don't have access to information, they don't have tools and all of those things, might not be able to participate. You see the poor getting poorer. And we decided to create a model which we call the KCCA regular and the KCCA prime. So in our form, when you're filling our form, the algorithm will tell us that if you're saying you're going school AYZ,
Okay.
if you can afford this, we say you can pay school fees of this, which means if we ask you to pay so amount of this, you should be able to pay. So you are not meant for this that is free.
Okay.
So we are actually looking at focusing more of the vulnerable. Those
But somebody could say that is a commercialization of the project.
Yeah, it's not. We are not actually what we are doing. If in this boot camp now, we're looking at 300, 150 in mining, 150 in treasure feet in Rockhead. Now,
How many in your office?
In our office we're looking at 60.
Okay.
Now, if we are looking at, we have a surge of like 600 people that register, then we must have a criteria of screening. So if you can afford it, we can also recommend somewhere else for you to go, rather than denying people who we know that this is actually a privilege they want to embrace. There are some people, we do what we call we have a product called the Smart Suman. All right, the product, what it does is that we train school. That is the commercial aspect of what we are doing. And we also train children on a weekend basis. So there are some people who can pay 100,000 a month, pay 50, pay 80. So we can recommend Smart Suman for you if we feel that it's okay, you're so much interested in this. But our focus is children who are talented, who can actually afford this, who in life they might not have opportunity to do this. But in as much as we're also interested in them coming together and network and relate, but we're also concerned to make sure that there is no exclusion, that there be inclusion in all we are doing. Even when we work, we look at the number of female that are in the bootcamp, the number of male, people that are coming from this side, people that are coming from the other side.
What's the interest across gender?
Yeah, men, we always have an upper hand when it comes to this. I think we are struggling. Yeah, the women are actually doing excellently well. We have quite a number of women that are coming. That is the girls now that are coming. But we have more of the male child.
Is it parental influence or cultural inhibitions and things like that?
I might not say that it's a parental influence or cultural. It could be somehow cultural now, in the sense that one of the criteria is that you must have a laptop. All right. If I have 3 children at home and I just have 2 female, 1 male, the male might be the last child. And I feel who will go for this program, I will need a laptop, we need just have 1 laptop. Culturally, they will prefer to give the male. So we actually observe it. In 2022, we focus on a program for women. So every woman that will come, they will get this, and this is what we're doing. We want to get more women to register. We'll give them a special attention. We created a special prizes for them, something juicy that will make people to actually register and all of that. So it also has to do with, you are right when you say cultural and parental influence, because parents, in African culture, we intend to value the male child. We invest more on the male child than the female child. So they see this as something that is going to yield them a good result. If I've invested in this girl, he got married to somebody tomorrow.
But the argument out there now is that the women take care of the home.
Yeah,
their parents more than the boys.
That is absolutely correct. The women are more attached to the home. The men, once you're married, you focus on your immediate family and all of that.
It means there's need for a stronger advocacy to parents.
Yes. I think we started that, and which I think that we need to do more work on that. Honestly, we started that. I have a couple of organizations who actually supported in that advocacy of women coming in the KRP, Canem Rampan Foundation,
Yeah.
which Canem came and did excellently, where she has been an advocate of women in that program, and she has supported us massively. She did excellently where every boot camp she's always around to encourage the females and all of that. So there was a particular year that she spearheaded saying that we have more of women. I think I just have to reactivate that. She has that's her calling, that's her feat. She has a way
Yes.
of doing it.
Is there an indication the numbers are going to meet with that reality?
Sure, if definitely we do work on that, for sure we're going to meet up. It has to do with more of advocacy, going to media, and a kind of having a special package for women.
Let me ask this. There's this fear about technology. It's a double-edged thing. Like, yes, people love technology, but we've also seen misuse of technology. And is there any cause to run away from it because there are those fears?
I think this is part of the fear that most of the parents have, that is a word on its own. Once the children get into this world, you can't control them. Um, Good enough in our boot camp, we don't play with work for the cyber security. Whatever every child is doing, we monitor. We have a course of seeing children who you give them job at the background, they are playing game. We can detect it without seeing them. We internet their system, we control what they consume. All right, because the world of technology is very wide. If you didn't put a restriction, there's no fence and all of this, there's no boundary. You you see these children exploring technology in a negative way. So we don't only equip their hands, we don't only train them to code and all those things. We also train them the ethics. All right. If you look at our curriculum, the first 1 week is cybersecurity awareness, and we let them know that this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're not supposed to do. We also have a cyberbully campaign in our boot camp and all of those things. So it's all comprising. So we don't just train children to use technology. We train them how to use technology for good, and we also empower them. We also train them on entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's quite interesting. As would it be you spoke earlier, we talked about infrastructure, laptops and computers and the rest of them. What of those who can be able to afford smartphones? Would there be a place for them to work with them?
Yeah, smartphone might not be able to achieve what we want, because what we are actually doing is that um, we don't just want you to come and learn. We want you to build a portfolio. When we started this conversation, I told you when I graduated from school,
Yeah.
it's just a paperwork. I don't have a portfolio. I don't have something to reference back to. Evidence nullify arguments. If I come out and tell you that I have PhD in computer science and this, I say all of that, I show you my certificate, another person will come out and tell you that, okay, I can do A, B, C, D, this and this. You will prefer somebody that has evidence, there's a track record.
Yeah.
And that is what we're trying to do with these children. We are trying to help them to build their portfolio on time. Before you get to university, you're paying your tuition fee. What I did when I was in university excited me. We would wake up one day and say, no, this school has taken a lot of our money. Before we graduate from this school, all our school fees are going to be taken back. And we begin to build the mindset of entrepreneurship. So we want the student to go into the university and not be a burden to their parents, be able to take care of their bills and all of that. So it's very important. Well,
But how would they do that? If you identify those who are doing well, would you help create a market for them?
yes, that's what we're doing now. Like I was saying, most of the platform we're using doing advert, our site, our portal is built by two of our students. One of them is the first cohort, the other one is the second cohort. So what we do is that most of the the job we have a platform. So KCCA is not just a training. So we have our community that when a job comes in, we say, okay, who can do A, B, C, D? Then we look at it and we bring them in. Then also look at those who are still struggling. So, okay, use this to build your portfolio. You come in as an intent and all of that. So, um, we don't just leave them. It's a continuous hand holding until we see that they'll be able to stand on their own. How do we get information of people who are in Oka? Because we are seeing conversation. How do we get information of people who have even left this country, knowing what they are doing and all those things? We are still hand holding them. We believe that we have a lot to do until we see them stand on their own. We're not going to leave them, and it's actually yielding result. I was in Lagos in at a particular time, and when I got to Lagos, I just landed at the airport, and immediately somebody just hugged me from the back. I almost fell down. I was just wondering, who could this be? In an airport, this person should be. When I turned, it was one of my kids. It was amazing. It was amazing. Now, this is the most interesting aspect of it. Now, why I was waiting for my cab, they're also waiting for their driver, and we get into a conversation, start talking about tech and all those things. When the driver came, he told their parents that I'm not done, and their parents like a kind of worry. Okay, which direction are you going? Okay, we're almost going the same direction. Say no, you will stay in the same hotel with us, so you have time to chat with this boy. My hotel bill was paid for, and all of that. So it's a wonderful thing. It's a thing of the future.
It's quite interesting. The prospects and the future, because all what you're doing about the kids, that's the future, our tomorrow. You're preparing it in getting this. You're looking at, people around and people interested. This year's own is a curriculum change. What is new? What is enticing that people would want to come? Oh, let me not miss. Let my child not miss this year's own.
All right, like this year, yeah, we update curriculum every year. Why do we update curriculum every year? The first thing we do when we're done with the boot camp, we review our curriculum. We look at it. Is this still relevant? As I'm talking to you now, right from the when I entered the studio till now, a lot of things has changed technologically. So we have to look at what these children are consuming. Is it still relevant? So we look at what we're going to give them that is relevant and age appropriate. We are concerned about age appropriate. So curriculum is being updated every time. Now, the interesting thing about this year bootcamp is that we are bringing a brand, like what we call a brand day. It's going to be an exciting moment. We want brand to interact with these children at the bootcamp. Let them talk to them about their brand and also educate them about their brand. So some might be going home with gifts. Last year we did it in our conference. Yeah, that was 2022 that we bring in NASCO into our conference. A lot of children went home with NASCO conflicts and all of others. So we also having a sports day. We understand that the place of awareness, the place of play is actually very important when it comes to children. You can't keep them in the boot camp for so long, just coding, no other activities and all of that. So,
yes, I was going to come to that because they're just back from school and exams. Third time is for promotion exam. Yes. And educationists will tell you that when you keep children too long in a class, they lose interest. And now they're finishing from school. The vacation is supposed to be for relaxation. Though this is a skill. It's also an exciting area that could take off their minds from the pressure of this. It's not the theory that they're doing in class, but recreational activities. I will ask that question. And it's good that you're talking about the sports day. All 5 weeks learning, no break, could it not also be counterproductive?
Yeah, like I was saying, we also actually observe that it will actually be boring. Why it's actually excited for them to interact with their peers. Some of them, you stay in Refit, you get a new friend in Bukuru, in Tina, and all of that. That's one thing that is exciting about it. People always tell you that they look forward to the boot camp. They meet different kind of kids. They imagine 150 children, different school, different location, and they're in one place. So we also look at it that we should do something to also make the learning interesting, which we talk about the brands, the game. Yeah, we've introduced the game before now. You can play chess, you can play table tennis, you can play football, whichever game you choose, and they have a team. And what they say, when they come, they form a team. This team is this, and all of that. And bringing in the brand day is one of the most exciting things that done. Because brands are going to come in, play their own game, to have their own activity on a particular day, and children get to win prize and all of that. So it's a whole lot of interesting time in the boot camp. So there's not going to be a kind of a dull moment, or they get tired of learning. We don't just want them to lose track. Then we know that while we're also giving them coding, we should also remember that these are kids. Yes, they also need to express themselves as kids and like playing and all those things. So that is the essence of the holidays.
Well, it's been an interesting conversation. Like some people told us when that is expected to take place.
All right. The boot camp will be open. We'll have the opening ceremony on the 5th of August, and the boot camp will also be closing on the 5th of September, from 5th of August to 5th of September. And we have two centers, like I said, Institute of Geoscience and Mining in Tuduwada GRA and Treasure Field School in Rockhead.
Well, it's been an exciting and interesting conversation with Mr. Bright Ogor. He's the Chief Executive of Alpha Blue Foundation, organizers of the yearly Kid Call. If you're a parent, you know that, yes, you need to prepare your child for the future. You need to prepare your child into entrepreneurship. He starts earning and relieves you, not until he becomes an adult before you begin to expect something. And so there is safety, and which is guaranteed. Right? Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Hope to see you again and give us an update on what you're doing.
Sure, definitely will come.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.